Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Saturday afternoon for my second live choral show. See some familiar faces out there. Braveheart Reaper 525, Brock B. What's happening, JS? Jordan coming into view there. So listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Been doing a lot of live streaming lately with the Rapping with the ReefBum's show and this live sale. I got another Rapping with ReefBum coming up on Monday instead of Thursday. So a lot going on in the ReefBum YouTube world. So for those of you that haven't, that didn't participate in my last live sale on YouTube, I will very shortly go over the ground rules. It's pretty straightforward, but essentially, if you want to check out the full rules, then visit reefbum.com/live sale. Hey, Reef the Sea Forever. What's happening? That's where you can get all the details in terms of the rules of the live sale. So to actually purchase the corals during this live sale, you could visit reefbum.com/shop live sale, and that's my WYSIWYG section on the website. So everything is 20% off in terms of my regular prices. So this is a good time to pick up some of my frags. They are all from my established 187-gallon system. They've been captive raised. I've nurtured them for years. Well, some cases a year, but yeah. So I've been doing a lot of trimming. So I've been doing a lot of I've got a lot of frags that we'll have for the show. I think I've got 106 frags up for grabs in the show, and a few of them are new that I haven't ever sold before, and I think those include some LPS corals. There's a couple of SPS corals that I haven't made available for sale in a long time that I'm making available for sale during this live sale. So consider that an exclusive during the live sale. So when I start rolling the video here during the live sale, you're going to see an item number, and when you see that item number, all you have to do is visit the reefbum.com/live sale shop live sale page, and you'll see that item number. So to buy a frag, you just put it into the cart on that page, and you must complete the checkout process. If you have it in the cart, that does not ensure that you are going to be able to snag that coral and save it for the live sale. So you must complete the checkout process. Now, if your total purchases during the live sale are over $300, then shipping is free. If you feel like you're not going to be making a total, your total purchases are going to be under $300, then you're going to have to buy that $50 shipping module. And yeah, I will come after you if you purchase corals and you didn't buy that shipping module, or if you're under $300. Well, we'll work it out. We'll work it out and make sure everybody is meeting that criteria in terms of the shipping. So if you want to make multiple purchases during the live sale and you end up buying a $50 shipping module, just make sure the next time you check out that you select the adding to an order option for shipping to avoid paying multiple instances of shipping. You could also during the checkout select the $50 shipping for orders over $300. So there's a couple of different options in terms of shipping. But to avoid paying multiple instances of shipping, just select adding to an order. Now these sale prices, what I did in my last live sale is I made the sale prices good for 24 hours. So these 20% off discount prices will be good until tomorrow, April 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't buy anything while we're live, you still have the opportunity to purchase these corals at the 20% discount for 24 hours. Does anybody have any questions in terms of the ground rules? Like I mentioned before, all the rules are at reefbum.com/live sale. JS, are the current prices the active discount? Yes. Yes, so if you're on that live sale page right now, the current prices are the discounted prices. And you'll see when I scroll through the video of the frags, you'll see what the normal price is and the sale price, the 20% sale price. So I've got my favorite beverage here. I hope you folks are sitting back and relaxing and enjoying your Saturday afternoon. So let the games begin, I guess, huh? Let me get ready to rock and roll here. Get all set up. Okay. Well, with that said, let's roll. All right, the first one up is the Cali Tort. I got a huge colony of the Cali Tort. It's gigantic. I frag this thing all the time. This is a 1 1/2 inch piece. Regularly it goes for $70. It's on sale for $56. Love the solid colors on this. It's one of my favorite. You could just really, it's a standout coral. It's a gorgeous coral, and it's really the centerpiece of my 187 gallon tank. It's really, really a cool piece. Grows like a weed for me. Grows like a weed. That's the mother colony right there. Next up is a classic, the Crayola Plana. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just think it's a really cool coral. I dig it. This is this piece is actually 1 1/4 inches. It's on sale for $48. It's normally $60. Grows at a really good clip for me, and I get great polyp extension. It's just really cool. The green and the purple contrast is pretty awesome. So if you don't have it, I would highly recommend adding it to your collection. What do we got next up here? That's the mother colony. The ATL Forest Fire Digi. Striking orange with bright green tips. Again, this grows like a weed for me. This particular piece is 2 inches, so it's a big piece. It's like a little mini colony, maybe you could call it. I don't know. And it's on sale for $44. I've always, I have this in my 187 gallon tank. It grows like a weed for me, and I like a splash of color. So I like these solid colors, and it's just really a beautiful coral. Very hardy, so it's a good coral to start in a tank that you're just starting up. Good tester frag. That's the mother colony. Hey, the Herm 14. Thanks, man. Beautiful coral. Thank you. The Kryptonite Tenuous. Again, another solid color. This grows really fast for me too. I think this grows like, for me, like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in a matter of 6 weeks. If you want to like add something to your tank with a nice green color, it looks kind of like a green Bally Slimer in terms of the color, but it's a tenuous. That's the mother. All right. Next up, we have another classic, a Mystic Sunset Montipora. It's got these really cool violet, purplish polyps and a bright red base to it. So if you're looking for a nice encrusting coral that's hardy, that'll spread all over the place, and I've got this on my main display. It does not bother the SPS, so if you're worried about that, don't be. It's not kind of stinging or causing any RTN or STN when it's growing. It's not encrusting over the bases of my SPS. So that's the mother. Next up, My favorite SPS coral, the Oregon Blue Tort. I just love this coral. Solid blue, the bluest coral out there. Guys could see a theme here. The OG corals and solid color, but this is a pretty large colony in my tank, and you'll see the colony shot coming up. I don't know. This is my #1 favorite, and then the Tyree Purple Monster, which I also have in my tank, and hopefully I'll have frags of that pretty soon. Next up, we have another classic, the Ore Hawkins. This particular frag is 1 1/2 inches tall, so it's pretty chunky. It's a smooth skin acro, so you do have to be careful when you're dipping it. But I always recommend folks to dip. I am very, very diligent in terms of dipping my corals, but it's just good practice to be dipping. But this is just a beautiful turquoise color, and I've got 2 large colonies in my 187-gallon display. So it's one of my favorites, and again, it's a coral that you could see from across the room in terms of that color. Another classic, another striking solid colored coral, the Tyree Red Dragon. This particular frag is 1 1/2 inches large. Got some chunky frags in this sale. Definitely have some chunky frags in this sale. It's I also have 2 colonies of this in my 187-gallon display. And it does really well for me. It grows really pretty quickly. Pretty fast grower. That's the mother colony, one of the mother colonies. That might be an older picture of it. Really cool coral. Really cool. Next up, we have the ATL Strawberry Fields. I only have 1 frag of this in the live sale. I'm growing out some more frags of this, so this is the only one that I have in the live sale. It's a neat coral. It's got the green base and the green branches, but then it's got the kind of, I guess, the strawberry colored tips that you'll see when the video of the mother colony comes up. This particular frag is 1 inch long. It's a neat coral. Again, another OG. All right. Next up, another encrusting Montipore, the Sunset Montipora. So this frag is fully encrusted. It's almost 2 inches long. It's 1 3/4 inches. So it's a big frag, and it's on sale, $36. And again, this is a very gentle encrusting coral for me. It does not harm my other SPS. It does not encroach upon the bases and grow over the bases, if that's something that you're worried about. It's I've got a bunch of Montes that are just spreading in my tank that live in harmony with everything else. I just love the colors. I love to have every square inch of my rock covered, and that's kind of like what's going on with these Montipora. All right, this is a tub stellata Monte. Grows like a weed for me. Does really well. I mean, striking green polyps and a purple base. The purple doesn't kind of show through in this video. I don't know why. In person, it really is a beautiful purple and green contrast. This one is 1 1/2 inches large. Grows really fast. I think this has grown like a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch since my last live sale. And you can see the mother colony. I've got a huge colony in my tank. All right, next up, we have the Seaquarium Unknown, and this is a yellow coral with purple tips, and you're going to see that in the mother colony shot. This is just a really neat. I got this from Adam at Battle Corals. It's just a really neat coral. It looks like a tulip. My colony in my frag tank looks like a tulip. It's got this one branch, and then all the one stem, and all the branches kind of like branch out like a tulip. Look at that. It's so neat. And this is actually one of the frags that I traded with Jake Adams with. He was very intrigued by it, so I sent him a piece of this. It's neat. I love it a lot. And you don't see a lot of solid yellow corals these days, and I don't think Adam still has that piece left. Up next, we've got the Walt Disney. This is the first Walt Disney frag I got in the live sale. It's a very well-known tenuous. It's a beautiful piece. This particular one was 1 inch long, and as you can see, I've got some multi-branch frags available as well. But this particular one is 1 inch long, and yeah, it does really well for me. That's the mother colony. Top-down shot of the mother colony. A whole bunch of different colors in there, rainbow-like colors. All right, what's up next? Up next, we have the Jason Fox Bug-Out Stylo. If you like stylos, this is one you need to get. It's really just a beautiful stylophore. Stylophore are very, very hardy corals, so it's a good one to put into a tank that is relatively new, and it'll grow well. This particular one is 1 inch long, and it's a multi-brancher. So there you can see a top-down shot. And folks, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please hit that thumbs up button so more people can find the stream. If you're digging what you're watching, okay? All right, next up, we have the Superman Montipora, another classic Montipora, cresting Montipora. Purple skin, I guess you could call it, and bright red polyps. It's a great contrast in terms of those two different colors. And I just want to remind you folks, in terms of the live sale prices, will be good for 24 hours, so you can take advantage of these live sale prices until tomorrow, Sunday, April 25th at 3 p.m. And also note you need to purchase a shipping module if your purchases are going to be under $300 total purchases. What par and what par is over my tank? My par averages between 250 and 350, and those are 400 watt metal halides. So, not a lot of par, but my tank does well. It's a combination of halides and T5s. Sanjay's Leprechaun's Beard. Really a cool coral. It's kind of a hard coral to find. There's not a lot of them out there, and it grows like a weed for me. It's a table-like coral. It's got beautiful contrast. You can see there's a mother colony. It's got like these green base and branches and polyps, but purple tips, and it tables out. So yeah, if you don't have this yet, it's not a common one to find out there, but I would highly recommend getting it if you like to have a table. We've got another Sanjay coral. This is the Sanjay Milka Stylo, and another hardy coral, another beautiful solid color coral. This one's a multi-branch. This one's 1 inch long. So, and you're going to see the mother colony coming up here. This is another one that you could just really see from the other side of the room in terms of the color. I've seen this coral. I've got this in my display tank, and I've seen it in other display tanks. It just stands out. You notice it. It's like, bam, hits you right in the face, just the color. So I'm a solid color guy in terms of what I like in terms of my SPS. All right, this is the first Jackson's Rainbow Tenuous frag up for sale. I've had this tenuous for a very long time. I've got a colony in my frag tank. I got a colony in my display tank. It's really cool, tenuous, when it's happy under the right lighting conditions, which, you know, is under, like, it's probably getting like 350 par. Then it's going to develop these kind of pinkish red coral lights. It's really neat, and you'll see some of that in the colony shots here. It's cool, tenuous for sure. So if you're into collecting tenuous, then I would recommend picking this one up. It's a neat one. All right, up next. Thanks, Jim. Polyp extension is a beautiful thing, isn't it? This is a what I call a pearlberry knockoff. It was sold to me as an ORA pearlberry. It's not the real deal, but it's pretty darn cool looking. You know, it's got the iridescent coloration on it, so it's really cool. I like it a lot. It grows kind of like a branching coral. I wouldn't call it a stag. It branches out more. You can kind of see the colony shots there in terms of how it branches out. And it's a neat coral. All right, coming up next, we have a chunky Cali Tort frag. This one is 1.5 inches long. Can't talk here. So it's a nice large frag, and it's on sale for $60. You know, like I talked about at the beginning of the show, it's a centerpiece coral in my 187-gallon display. Just solid purple, and it's right next to my Oregon Blue Tort. So I've got bright purple and bright blue. There's the colony shots right there. All right. Up next, we have another Crayola Plana. Like I mentioned before, this thing has got some great polyp extension on it. It's really, really cool contrast in terms of that green and that purple. It's a classic coral. I don't think you see a lot of them out there. It grows very, very well for me. So I typically will have frags of this. But this particular one is 1 1/4 inches long, so it's a nice, decent, chunky piece. You can see the colony shot there, or that polyp extension on it. Those purple tips and the green branches. Really solid green there in terms of that shot of it. All right, up next we have another Tubbs Stellata Monte. And this particular one is 1 1/2 inches long. It's fully encrusted. So it's a, if you're looking to add a large frag that's going to grow quickly, then that's your frag. That's your frag. It's a, it takes up a lot of real estate in my tank. Let me put it that way. There's the colony shot. That was actually one of the first corals I added to my 187-gallon display. So it's another good starter coral. All right, up next we've got another ATL Forest Fire Digi. And it's a large piece. This one's 2 1/4 inches. I think this was one of the ones I had in my last live sale. I believe it grew 3/4 of an inch since over 6 weeks. That's how aggressive this coral grows in my tanks. Yeah, it's a neat coral. I know a lot of reefing buddies of mine have this piece. I got it from a good old reefing buddy, known him for a long time. He's had it in his tanks for years and years. So it's there's the colony, one of the colony shots of it. All right, next up, we have the kryptonite tenuous, another frag of that, another chunky piece of it, and that is 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches. So it's 1 3/4 inches. It's another nice large piece of that, and like I mentioned before, it grows at a good clip for me. Similar in appearance to the Green Valley Slimer, but it's not a stag, so it's got the branches are growing more closely together, more dense branches. That's the mother. Next up, we have another Seaquarium Unknown frag, and this particular piece is an inch. This is an inch in terms of that frag size. Again, I think shape of corals is a really important part in terms of what I like to see out of an SPS. And this is unique shape in terms of the way it grows, that kind of single stem and that tulip kind of shape in terms of the branching out with the purple tips. I don't know. I like it a lot. It's a neat piece. All right. Coming up next is the Tyree Icefire Echinata. I don't know. This is probably the coral that's in most demand for me. And the only frags I have right now are for this live sale. This is a big, chunky piece. I normally don't have pieces this size. This is 1 1/2 inches. So this is kind of rare for me. I'm usually fragging these pieces at 3/4 of an inch, maybe 1 inch. So to have a 1 3/4 inch or 1 1/2 inch, I'm sorry, Tyree Icefire Echinata is it's a large piece, so that's on sale for $104. And like I mentioned before, the sale prices for these, if you want to come back and snag it, will be good for 24 hours. So that's another OG classic, the Tyree Icefire Echinata. Here's another Aurora Hawkins that's up for grabs. This one's 1 1/4 inches long, tall, and yeah, I've had this coral in several of my tanks. I like it that much. Just neat growth. It's like a bottle brush coral, neat growth patterns on it, turquoise color. It just really stands out when you're looking at it. That's a top-down shot in terms of the colony. And it grows fast for me. It grows at a really good clip. Really fast grower. All right. Next up, we have another Tyree Red Dragon. And this is 2 inches. This is a large piece of the Red Dragon. So if you're looking for a large chunky piece of the Tyree Red Dragon, now's your chance to snag it. It's on sale for $56. And hit that like button if you haven't hit the like button yet. More people will find the stream. So I think I've only seen one thumbs up here in terms of likes. So folks, I see 27 watching right now. Please hit that like button so more folks can find this live stream. That's the colony shot right there. All right. Up next, this is a first for me. Red Goniapora. I have a couple colonies of this on my main display, and I just fragged it a couple of months ago with the old bandsaw. So I've got multiple frags of this. It's a hardy coral. I fragged a big piece of it, and I put it in my new 225-gallon display tank, and it's doing great. So not only is it really cool looking and bright red, but it's also extremely hardy in its tank rays, and I've had this piece for several years. That's the mother colony right there. Really if you're looking to add a goniopore and you're not sure you can keep one, this is one that should be relatively easy to keep. All right, up next, we've got the what I call a, well, actually I got it from Battle Corals, and Adam calls it a poor man's battle stag. It's a neat, deep purple coral, and you can kind of see on the tips of the coral lights there that it's got the yellowish highlights. So that's a really neat contrast, but it's another really nice dense branching purple coral. As you can see there with the mother colony. All right, what do we got up next? We got another Jackson's Rainbow Tenuous. This particular frag is 3/4 of an inch long, and like I mentioned before, if you're into collecting tenuous, then this is a nice one to add to that collection. It like I said, when it gets happy, it gets these pinkish reddish highlights at the edge of the coral lights. It's really neat, and you'll see it again in the mother colony. Yeah, I've had this one for quite a while. There you go. Really cool looking tenuous. All right, next up we have an orange crush. I call this an orange crush Monty. Another brightly colored Monty that will encrust pretty good, and again, it won't harm any the SPS in your tank in terms of crusting over any bases. So if you're looking to add a splash of color and kind of fill in the blanks over the rock, then this is a nice piece to have. This one is 1 1/2 inches long, fully encrusted. I've had this frag for a while, and it actually will plate out. It's plated out for me, as you can see right there in the mother colony shots. All right. Here we have another Walt Disney. This one's sprouting some branches. So it's 1 inch in terms of the size of the frag, but it's already got a head start in terms of the multiple branches on it. So that's a nice frag. That's a nice chunky frag of it, and it's on sale. Just a reminder, if you want to purchase corals, visit reefbum.com/shop-live-sale. Make sure you purchase a shipping module if you're not going to be making purchases over $300. So you need that shipping module, and you can purchase that at any time. All right. The next coral we've got is another Mystic Sunset Monty. Really purplish violet polyps with that red base. It's neat. It's an eye catcher if you allow it to encrust in the tank. So these are all corals I have in my main display for my 187 gallon tank. And this particular piece is well encrusted and 1 1/4 inches wide. That's the mother. All right, what's coming up next? We've got the first purple slimer. I mentioned the green Bally slimer before. This is the purple slimer. Same type of coral, branching, stag. It will slime when you frag it. Gets a little messy there when you're fragging it, but solid purple. It's a solid purple stag. So it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite corals on my main display. Really neat. It's been around for a while. I don't see a lot of these around. And I get really good polyp extension with it. There you can see it in my display tank. I dig it. I love it. All right. Next up, we've got another Oregon Blue Tort frag. And looky there, you've got a few branches that are already growing out from the sides of this frag. This particular frag is 1 inch tall, but I think it's wider than it is tall. So you've already got 3 branches going there. So if you're thinking about an Oregon Blue Tort, this is a nice frag to get, because once it starts to get going there, you're going to already have a head start in terms of branching out for you. So, and did I mention it was like my favorite SPS coral? Look at that blue. Look how blue that coral is. That's just freaking awesome. I love that coral. All right, here's another first. A green Duncan coral. I fragged this one a couple of months ago. Again, I broke out the bandsaw for it. And yeah, so I've got a few frags of this green Duncan coral. It's a multiple heads on it. And how big is this thing? It's about 2 inches. So it's on sale for $48. Everything you're watching here is all homegrown. It's stuff that's in my tank, in my display tank, and that's a picture of the mother colony right there. I don't have a lot of LPS, but you know, this one does very well for me, and it's a hardy coral. Here is another Superman Monty. This one's 1 1/4 inches long, fully encrusted. Great contrast in terms of the colors. Can't really see it in the video here, but it's got more purple on the base than it's showing, and those bright red polyps. Another OG in terms of encrusting Monties. That's one of my mother colonies. That's one I put on a tile. It grew out, crust completely on the tile, but I also have this in my main display that's growing crazy in terms of spreading around. All right, next up, we've got a Tyree Lime in the Sky. This is my only frag that I've got for the live sale. This one's 1 1/2 inches long. I'm probably not going to have these for a while. I'm growing out the colony. It got hit pretty hard in terms of demand, in terms of frags for it. So this will be it for a while. But when these things grow out, they get these kind of bluish tips. You kind of see it a little bit there. I don't know, maybe not that well, but it's got this you know, beautiful green color, and then it'll develop these. You could start to kind of see the faint blue tips. You can't really see it in the video. Maybe it's not getting represented as well. All right, next up we have another Cali Tort frag, and this one is 1 1/2 inches, 1 1/2 inches long, pretty chunky Cali Tort. If you're looking to add color and blue, this looks more blue actually than it is in my tank. It's more of a purplish in my tank. There you go. It's kind of like that's a good representation of the color. That other shot was more of a top down, but I don't know. It's close to the Oregon Blue Tort, but the Oregon Blue Tort's a lot bluer. All right, next up we've got a Milka Stylo frag, another Milka Stylo frag. This one's 1 1/4 inches long. Snag it if you don't have it. It's a great stylo. It's hardy. Awesome color. When I was talking to Jake Adams about it, he was just, you know, this is the kind of coral that he was talking about that he loves to look at in terms of just the striking coloration on it, that bright purple. Colony shot. All right, next up, we've got another Jackson's Rainbow Tenuous. This is the third frag I got on the live sale right here. This particular one is an inch long, and yeah, multicolored tenuous. That if it gets enough par, if you get the right amount of par, the 300 to 350 par, you're gonna get the kind of the pinkish reddish coral lights that you're gonna see in the mother colony shots coming up right here. That's a top-down picture of it right there. All right, next we have another chunky Tyree Icefire Echinata. So this particular one is 1 1/4 inches long, and again, I don't typically have frags this large, and this is probably my most popular frag in demand, is the Tyree Icefire Echinata. Multi-brancher, really cool. It's got kind of like develops those bluish tips on it. Got some white in there. That's a picture of the mother colony. It's a neat coral, another nice OG kind of coral. Got another Sanjay Leprechaun Beard. This is the second frag I've got of the Leprechaun's Beard. And I don't have any other frags available that in the live show, so it's on sale for $40. This particular frag is 1 inches long. I'll say it again. It's a really neat tabling acro that seems to be hard to come by. Not a lot of these things floating around out there. It's got that nice contrast in terms of the green and the purple. All right, actually, this is the first orange Setosa frag I've got up. This is a Montipora. This was a very popular coral back when it came out, and I like it again because it's got that solid coloration. It's a bright orange color. This particular frag is 1 inches long. So, and it's on sale for $32. And just to remind you folks, in terms of shipping, you need to purchase that $50 shipping module if your total purchases are under $300. All right, up is a BC Cool No Name. So got this from Adam at Battle Corals. This particular frag is 1 1/2 inches long. And it's a multi-branching frag. It's like what the name says. It's cool because, as you're going to see in the mother colony, it's got these intense green highlights in the branches, more so towards the base, and it's got the good polyp extension, but it's got kind of like a purple coloration at the tips. It's really pretty neat. So I dig it. All right, up next, we've got a Sexy Corals Orange Passion frag. This is a multi-branching frag, and it's 1 inches long. So this one's been around for a while, but I've got a large colony in my display tank. Grows at a pretty good clip for me. Some beautiful contrasting colors. I always get really great polyp extension on it. It's a neat coral. There's the colony shot. All right. Up next, we've got the first zoanthid. This is an eagle eye zoanthid, and I've got a lot of these on the bottom of my tank on my 187 gallon display. I got a carpet of eagle eye zoanthids. Tank is carpeted with these things. So it's a grows really quickly. They're hardy, really neat in terms of the orange centers and the green, highlights in terms of the edges of them. This is actually a little mix, this shot right here, between the eagle eyes and the radioactive zoas that I have in my tank. Okay, next up is another orange Setosa frag. And this particular piece is 1 1/4 inches tall, multi-branching. It's another brightly colored coral. Mother colony coming up. And again, folks, if you haven't hit that like button, please do so more people can find this stream. I think we've got some competing streams going on out there, so the more likes we get, the more this will come front and center. So this is another zoa that I have, the radioactive zoas. This is another one that's just carpeting the bottom of my tank. Another brightly colored zoa. It's I don't know, it's a neat piece. Mother colony shot. Look at that. Look at that carpet of zoanthids on the bottom of my tank. I've actually got sand in this tank, but those zoanthids are taking away the real estate from my sand. I think my sand got kind of blown into the back half of the tank. All right, another Duncan frag we have up for sale here. Multi-head. Again, homegrown corals. Green Duncan coral, and it's on sale for $40. It's 1 1/2 inches long. I think it's got at least 3 heads on it. There's the mother. Right in between my zoanthid beds. Another eagle eye. Another eagle eye. This is 1 1/4 inches across. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. That's part of the deal here. I could try to answer some questions as I'm going along here. I am juggling a few things going on here, but I will do my best to answer any questions about these corals and about my tank. Okay. Next up, we've got another pearlberry knockoff frag. These iridescent colors, kind of greenish, pearlescent colors, some purplish coloration. Was sold to me as an ORA pearlberry. Not that coral, but it's a nice alternative if you like the that kind of coloration on a coral. Okay. Got another BC Cool No Name frag here. This one is it's a chunky piece. It's almost 2 inches. It's an inch and 3/4, long. So in the frag here, you can kind of see the green base in terms of what's on the branches, and the contrast in terms of the purple pinkish coloration on the corallites. What brand of salt do I use? Instant Ocean. Basic Instant Ocean. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. Another BC Cool No Name. Look at that green on the branches there. Nice. All right. Another Jackson's Rainbow Tenuous. This one's actually been encrusted for a while. I believe it is 3/4 of an inch, which is the typical size of the frags that I'll sell for these Jackson Rainbow Tenuous corals. So this one is it's laid down a base, or it's been established for a while. Mother colony. Yeah, there's a shot that you can kind of see those pink and reddish corallites, the edge of the corallites there, when it's happy. All right, up we've got another Sexy Corals Orange Passion frag. This is 1 1/4 inches. I'm usually selling 3/4 inch frags of this, so it's a little bit larger than what I'm normally, selling on my website. Just a reminder, if you want to purchase these corals, visit reefbum.com/shop live sale. It's it's essentially the WYSIWYG section of my website. And these sale prices will remain in effect until tomorrow at 3 p.m. All right, we've got another Tyree Icefire Agonata frag that is on sale for $64. This one is 1 inches, but it's a multi-branch. So I only got a few of these fragged, and I'm not going to have any more for a while because my mother colony has been taking a pretty good hit. Everybody wants a frag of this. There's the mother before I frag the crap out of it. Okay. Another radioactive zoas. Simple, hardy coral. So if you're just kind of getting into adding corals to the tank and LPS, this is a good one to add. It's almost 2 inches across. And here's the bed, bottom of my tank. On sale for $28. That frag. All right, we've got another Walt Disney frag. This one's one of the multi branches. Got a little nub coming out of it. How big is this one? This one. This is an inch. This is an inch long, but it definitely has a second branch coming out of it. So it's like a mini chunky frag, I guess you can call it. It's not a nub. It's not a nub. I don't like to sell nubs. There's the mother colony. Okay. Coming up next, we have a large frag of the Cali Tort. This one's 3 inches, and it's multi-branched. So if you want a big chunk of the Cali Tort, this is your opportunity to grab a big chunk of it. And it's on sale for 72 bucks. There's the mother. At one point before I had to frag it, this colony was 2 feet across in my display tank. 2 feet. That's how wide this thing was getting for me. All right, this is a chunky Crayola Plana frag that I've got on sale for 48 bucks. This one is 1 1/4 inches. And it's pretty happy, as you can see with the polyp extension right there. Pretty happy. So if you want to pick up this this coral, this beautiful coral, then this is a good chunky piece to pick up. There's the mother colony. Great polyp extension, great contrast in terms of the colors. You can really see the green in this shot of it. All right, another purple slimer frag. Purple slimer. This one's 1 inches tall. This one is also pretty popular, and my mother colony has probably not going to be fragging this for a little while at this point in time. Just it's been in high demand. It's a staghorn, so if you like staghorns and you like solid colored staghorns, which I guess most of them are, why would you have a staghorn that's not solid color? So it's purple. It's a purple staghorn. There's not a lot of those out there, I don't think. Another Oregon blue tort. My favorite. This one's 1 1/4 inch. I'm usually selling these at 3/4 inch to 1 inch frag. So this is a decent size frag of the Oregon blue tort, and a good price for it in terms of being 20% off. Some of the top downs in my display tank. It grows at a pretty good clip for me. I mean, it's doesn't grow like a weed, but it just grows very consistently for me, and yeah, I love it. Another kryptonite tenuous frag. This is a big chunk of it. This particular frag is a 2 1/4 inches, and it's fully encrusted. I don't know if you can see it in terms of the base of that coral. Multi-branch, many branches on this. That's the mother colony to the right of it in my frag tank. That's another shot of the mother colony. Really good polyp extension on it. Here's another BC Cool No Name. Another multi-branch. Nature Bats Last. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah. Here's one for New England. This is a good time to ship from Vermont to Maine right now that the winter's over. But yeah, this is a good chunky frag of it. 2 inches. All right, what do we got coming up next? We have another red Goniapora frag. So years and years ago, Goniapora were just almost impossible to keep in a reef tank. But then when they started to become, aquacultured instead of brought in from the wild, they became a lot easier to keep. So I picked up a frag like this a few years ago, and it grew into a huge 10-inch colony for me. I had another frag. It grew into another big 10 to 12-inch colony. So I just I fragged one of the colonies. So I've got multiple frags of it. And like I mentioned, I put a big chunk of it in my brand new tank. And it was one of the first corals I added that tank. And it's happy in there. It really is happy in there. So that says something in terms of the aquacultured corals. And that wasn't true years ago for those type of corals. Here's another green Duncan coral. Multiple heads in terms of that. Winter ends in July, yeah. In Maine. Maybe you're perhaps in northern Maine. I'm in north central Vermont. I like winter. I'm a big skier, so I'm still skiing, by the way. Still snow out there. Here's the mother colony of the green Duncan. All right, up next we've got another Superman Montipora frag, fully encrusted. Kind of see the bluish purplish base to it with the red polyps. And how big is this? This is a 1¼ inches across. Yeah, there's a mother colony. Mostly stands out as just a very red coral. Yeah, David, that's a Chioti wrasse is what I think what you're referring to in terms of that red wrasse. Another eagle-eyed zoas. Dimensions of my peninsula tank. It is 6 foot long by 3 foot wide by 20 inches tall. And I love the dimensions. I love the 20 inches tall. My other tank is 24 inches tall, but I don't know if I would ever go back to 24 inches. I really like the 20 inches. I guess we'll see what happens when everything grows out, but it just seems like a really nice height for a peninsula tank that's that length and width. All right. Some more zoas, the radioactive zoas. A frag of that. Yeah, but I would highly recommend if you can do the dimensions that I just talked about in the peninsula tank. It's really neat. I'd say go as wide as possible. So 36 inches wide is a great width for a peninsula tank. All right. Yeah, that's for sure. Bee reefer. Yep, does look. I love it. All right, this is a big frag of the Jackson's Rainbow Tenuous. This is a rare for me to have a frag this size. This one is 1½ inches. It's a multi-branch. It's already got the pink and the kind of red highlights and the coral lights right there. So if you're looking to pick up a chunky, nice, awesome-looking tenuous of this Jackson Rainbow Tenuous, and this is a great frag to pick up. And this is the last frag I got in the live sale. So 1½ inches multi-branch. All right, next up we have another Orange Crush Monty. This is 1.5 inches across. I've mentioned this several times, but all the Montes I have in this live sale are very gentle in terms of they're encrusting and not really overtaking SPS. I wouldn't have them in my tank if that was the case. So rest assured, they're not going to like grow up the branches of your Acropora. But just it's a solid orange color. If you like orange setoses, this is another good one to have. Okay, another Walt Disney frag that has a couple of other branches sprouting out from it. This one's 1 inch. This is a 1 inch tall frag. You've got a head start in terms of the other branches on it. So if you're looking to pick up a Walt Disney frag, that's a pretty darn good price on it, I think. And I've mentioned this a few times. I'll mention it again. The sale prices will be good for 24 hours from the start of this live sale. So the 20% off discount on these frags will be good until tomorrow at 3 p.m. Then they go back to regular pricing. Regular prices. Another orange Setosa frag. Guess you can call that a multi-branching frag that is 1 inches tall. It will encrust for a while, and then it will branch out. That's been my experience with that coral. And it's another one that's pretty easy to keep. Okay, next up. Mint green hammer. This is the only frag I have in the live sale of this mint green hammer. It's kind of hard to see, but it does have 2 heads on it. And I put the mother colony of this in my new tank as well. So it's doing really well in the new Peninsula tank. It's hardy. I picked up a frag about this. Well, actually, I picked up 4 or 5 frags about that size from Aqua SD a number of years ago, and I kind of like stuck them together, and they fused together into a colony. And so you can see there's the top down of the colony, and yeah, so it's been in my display tank for a long time, and I just recently fragged parts of it. Here's another BC Poor Man's Battle Stag, and this is an encrusted frag. It's 1 1/4 inches, so it's already got a good head start on it. There's the mother. I get decent polyp extension on it. It's purple. It's great. It's purple coral. And you'll also develop kind of like those hints of yellow at the edge of the corallites. Not a real battle stag, but I guess it's close. You can kind of see the pink right there, or the yellow. Got another Milk Stylo frag up for grabs. This is 1 1/4 inches long. I have this in my display. I've got it in my frag tank. So I've got 2 decent colonies of it. Grows pretty fast for me. I don't know. I've had a lot of Stylophores over the years, and this has got to be one of my favorites. That and the Jason Fox Bug Out Stylo. There's another Stylo out there that's this pink Stylo. I just haven't seen it for a few years that I'm trying to track down. So if everybody knows a bright pink style, let me know. I'm definitely interested. Here's a another frag of the Tyree Red Dragon. This particular frag is 1 inch, but it is multi-branch. And again, if you're interested in purchasing any of these frags, just visit reefbum.com/shop live sale or visit the WYSIWYG section of my website. What's up next? We've got another Crayola Plana frag, a multi-branch Crayola Plana frag. Plana? I don't know. If anybody knows how to pronounce this, let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's just a cool, neat-looking coral. It really is. There's the mother colony. And for those of you that don't know, I've got my next Rapping with ReefBum show is going to be Monday with Charles Delbake, who co-authored the Reef Aquarium series with Julian Sprung. So I'm really excited to have him on as a guest. Here is another Sexy Corals Orange Passion frag that is multi-branch. This one is 1 inch. It's 1 inch. Has really good polyp extension for me. I've got that's the colony in my display tank. I've had it for a number of years, so it's done pretty solid for me. Okay, purple slime frag. This might be the last one I have available. It's 1 inch. Purple slimer. Pick it up if you're looking for a nice addition in terms of a staghorn. Staghorns are cool because they'll grow to the kind of the top part of the tank, whereas where you've got tables and other corals that are got more dense branches, they're not going to grow high up in the water column. I like stags because just they spread out and the fish can kind of swim through them. It just to me it looks more like a coral that you find on a reef out in nature, so it looks more natural. You can see that in the tank there. To have some staghorns in the tank. I've seen some gorgeous tanks with just staghorns. So here is another orange setosa, multi-branch setosa. This one is it's 1 inch tall, but it is the multi-branch. Beer's getting a little empty. All right, next up, we've got another ATL Forest Fire Digi. Big chunk of the ATL Forest Fire Digi. This one is almost 2 inches. It's 1 3/4 inches. I mean, look at that. Look at the bright orange polyps, and green tips. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. And it's a hardy coral. Grows like a weed for me. Grows like a weed. Mother colony. All right, we got another Coming up here, another battle corals, poor man's battle stag. Bright purple in terms of the colony shots. That this, you can kind of see some hints of green in the branch of this coral, but it's more of a solid purple in terms of the overall look of the colony. And another reminder in terms of the shipping modules, if your total purchases are under $300, you just have to purchase that $50 shipping module. And but yeah, we'll figure it out if you're below that number or above it. Here is another Seaquarium Unknown frag. It's a solid yellow coral in terms of the branches on it and the polyps on it. And like I said, it's really also about the shape of this coral. It's a very, very unique shape to this coral. And it will develop those purple tips, as you can see on the mother colony there. Another Oregon blue tort. This is an inch. I've got a lot of frags of this, but these are all chunkier than what I normally have. Yeah, there's the mother. Okay. Next up, another Ora Hawkins frag. You know, again, I have like frags on the larger size, so this one's like 2 inches long, tall, multiple branches. And I need to frag this coral a lot. The 2 colonies that I have in my tank, I need to frag this coral a lot. And so typically I can cut pretty large frags of this thing. And the mother seems to hold up. The mother colonies seem to hold up pretty good, even when I frag it very heavily. Here's another tub stellata monte. This is another piece that's over an inch. It's 1.25 inches. Bright green polyps, and kind of like that purplish base to it. So if you're looking for something that can grow pretty well and handle a lot of ups and downs to a tank, it's a very, very, very hardy coral. It's a monopora hardy corals. And this is like one of the more colorful branching Montipora out there. And I've got another Montipora, Stellata Tubbs, Stellata Montipora. This is a big piece. This is 2 inches. It's a big chunk of it. Back-to-back Tubbs Stellata Montipora frags. I can cut some real big frags of this thing. So this 2-incher is not uncommon for me in terms of being able to have a frag of this size. But it's also very encrusted at this point. There's the mother. This is a multi-branch Sanjay Milka stylo. It's a another very large piece. This is in 1 1/2 inches. So it grows at a really good clip for me. And yeah, that's kind of like my one of the things I can offer up is a multi-branch frags of these corals that grow well. Yeah, it's just a beautiful coral. Next up, another frag of the eagle eyes. I got a lot of frags of this. I can frag this 50 times. Jim, am I noticing any coloration differences with the new tank versus the established system? I've got a frag of the Oregon blue tort and the Cali tort in there, and not really. I mean, it's maybe a little bit more blue to the eye in terms of the lighting, but I've had those frags in there for a few weeks, so far so good. So far so good. I'm digging the meters, I guess is what I'm saying. The GHL meters. Here's another frag of the radioactive zoas. But I'm gonna be adding a bunch more frags to the new tank in a couple of weeks. I've got about a dozen frags in quarantine right now. They've been in quarantine for a couple of weeks. I'm going to keep them in quarantine for another couple of weeks just to make sure that they will be added without any pests, and then I'll have an even better indication in terms of how the new lights are going. But for those of you that didn't see the video that I put out yesterday with Sanjay Yoshi, check it out. He talks about blue lights versus full spectrum lights and the fact that you're not going to get as much growth with the blue versus the full spectrum. It's an interesting video. I mean, it's a snippet from one of my rapping with ReefBum's, but it's well worth checking out. Here's another BC Cool No Name frag that's on sale for 40 bucks. Got a couple of frags coming up that I haven't fragged in a long time. So stick around to the end. I got 106 frags, so we're getting close. Okay, we have another green Duncan coral frag. Multiple heads. And for those just joining, the sale price is 20% off, and these frags are good until tomorrow at 3 p.m. So if you're on the fence about one of these frags and it's still available, you can snag it up until tomorrow at 3 p.m. Just visit reefbum.com/shop-live-sale to purchase these corals. Okay, we've got another BC Poor Man's Battle Stag. Yeah, Jim, it will be interesting to kind of see the difference in the colorations between the two tanks, with the one tank with the metal halides and T5s versus the LEDs. But after watching that Sanjay video, I'm seriously thinking about going just 100% on all channels. I don't know what you think about that, but I don't know. I vowed not to play around with that sort of thing. I vowed not to change up my LEDs. Okay. Here's one that I haven't had for sale for a long time. and it's the Ore Red Planet. The Ore Red Planet. Another classic SPS coral. It's got the bright red polyps, and it'll base, and the green will show itself on the base of this coral. So this is the only frag that I have in the live sale, and I don't know. I might not have any frags for a while. This coral that's growing out of my my established system is crusting all over the place, and it's actually kind of plating out. I don't have a lot of branches on it, so I might just frag some of the part that's plating. Okay, another Eagle Eyes Zoas frag. It's a large frag of the Eagle Eyes. It's 1 3/4 inches. Big piece of it. I can get real big frags of this thing though. I can get like 5-inch frag if you want it. Just reach out to me. But this is a good piece, good size for this piece. I mean, my thing is SPS, so I'm not an LPS kind of guy. I just kind of like to have them in there to fill some gaps. But they just seem to be happy in my tanks. Another very chunky ATL forest fire digi frag. This particular one is 1 1/2 inches, but it's multi-branching. So just a reminder, if you wanted to purchase corals and your total purchases are under $300, you have to purchase a shipping module, which you can purchase at reefbum.com/shop-live-sale. The ATL Forest Fire Digi. Okay, we've got a multi-branch or a Hawkins. 1 1/2 inches. This one was fragged a while ago. Bottle brush, aqua color. And like I said before, you got to be careful when you dip these smooth skin acros. They can be a little sensitive. But always dip your corals. Always dip your corals. I mean, I'm very diligent in terms of dipping and keeping pests out. But it's just a good thing to practice that in terms of preventing pests. Here's another frag of the red Goniapora. I also have this bright green Goniapora in my display tank that I'm going to have to frag at some point in time. It's like fluorescent green, the Goniapora that I have. So it will go under the bandsaw pretty soon, and I'll make it available on the website and some future live sales. And the other red Goniapora that I have in my tank has kind of like these bluish tips on the tentacles. Really neat. So I'll have to frag that as well. Okay, that's another Milcastallo frag. 1 1/2 inches. All right, we're getting close to the end here, folks. Only 5 more corals up. If you have any questions, put them in the chat in terms of the live sale itself, or any questions about my tank or the corals that you're looking at here. Be happy to answer them. Okay, we have Another frag of the Sexy Corals Orange Passion that's on sale for 112 bucks. It's 20% off the regular price. Yeah, like I talked mentioned before, you know, you can purchase these frags on reefbum.com/shop live sale. But if you're familiar with my website, these are all on the WYSIWYG section of the website, so it's one and the same thing. It's the mother colony. Here's another Walt Disney. This one is 1 1/4 inches, so it's a decent size for that that frag. It's the last one I got. Although my colony, it doesn't really show major side effects when I frag it a lot. So I've been fragging it a lot, and it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. All right, this is one that I haven't had up for a long time, and it's one that's in high demand. And I've been fragging the colony, been fragging the colony, been fragging the colony, and I just had to stop fragging it for a long time. So this is the Tyree Blue Matrix. It's a fat piece. It's like 1 1/4 inches, but it's fat, and you can kind of see that it's also got a another branch sprouting off on the side of it. So it's a good piece of this coral, and you can see the polyp extension is awesome on it. That's a top-down shot of it. It's got some nice blue in there. It's another OG piece. It's in my main display tank, my 187-gallon main display. This is my last red Goniopora frag. It's for sale. All these frags are similar in terms of size. In terms of the Goniopora, they're all close to about 1 inch. And they've been fragged and they've been healed for a long time. So they're ready to rock and roll. And for some reason, every time people come over that are not into reef tanks that see my reef tank, they like get drawn to my LPS, especially these Goniopora. I was like, why? You're not attracted to the sticks like me? All right, this is the last coral up for sale, and I haven't fragged this in a long, long time. And it's the only one I got in terms of frag, and I'm probably not going to have a frag of this for a very long time. The original Unique Corals Strawberry Shortcake. And this particular frag is 1 inch. I put a frag of this in my new Peninsula tank. It's doing pretty well. I think it was like one of the first strawberry shortcakes brought in. So you can see the top down there. I mean, look at the red polyps and the green branches. It's a nice piece. And it's also the canary in the coal mine for me. It's like when things are not going well in my tank, it's like that's the first coral that kind of shows signs of maybe fading in terms of the coloration and stuff. So if you're looking for a good indicator coral, that's really, really colorful, and it's a hardy coral for me too, because it's gone through a lot of ups and downs in terms of some alk swings and other things in the tank. So yeah, that's the only one I got of this, but that's what I have, folks, in terms of the frags for the live sale. So I'll just kind of repeat what I said before in terms of the sale prices. The 20% off will be good for another until tomorrow, until 3 p.m. And to purchase the corals, take advantage of the sale pricing. Just visit reefbum.com/shop live sale. If your total purchases are under $300, then you're going to have to buy a shipping module. So tally up those purchases if you bought any corals, and if you're under that $300 mark, then you will have to buy a shipping module. If you bought more than $300 and you bought a shipping module, I'll just refund you the $50. So we'll work all that out. In terms of shipping, I'm planning to ship next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then possibly the following week. I don't like to ship on Thursdays because if anything goes wrong, and it's been rare recently in terms of things going wrong, but if anything goes wrong and things get delayed, I use UPS. So if anything goes wrong and you ship out on a Thursday and it gets delayed a day, then I don't think you're guaranteed of getting it on a Saturday. So I just like to ship out on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And I say this in the this is stated in the rules, but I always say if you can have the frags held at a UPS customer center, then do that. I always do that. I mean, I live in rural Vermont, so I always have my frags or fish held at a UPS customer center or FedEx customer center. It's just less stress on the animals in terms of being in a truck and having to bounce around on some roads versus having a shorter trip, being delivered to a UPS customer center. You'll get the frags quicker, and they'll probably be less stressed out. You don't have to do that. I just recommend doing it. But so if it's doable, it's that would be the better way to do it. But that's the way I've been doing it. So yeah, if anybody else has any questions, just put them in the live chat or just reach out to me via the contact form on my website if you want to ask me a question. I'm pretty good in terms of getting back to folks via email, or you can send me a message via Instagram or even through Facebook. Email always seems to be the better way to kind of get me. I even have a phone number if you want to give me a call and ask me some questions. Call the phone number. I'll get back to you for sure. So, well, I think that'll do it for the live sale in April here. I'm not sure if I'll come back in May or June to do another live sale, perhaps. And I'll probably take the summer off because I don't tend to like to ship during the summertime. And but so that's probably a wrap. And if you didn't hear before, I'm gonna have another Rapping with Reef Bum on Monday. Usually my show is on Thursdays at 7 p.m. This next show is going to be this Monday. It's at April 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I've got really one of the pioneers in the hobby, Charles Delbake, is going to be on, and he is the co-author of the Reef Aquarium series with Julian Sprung. So it should be a fascinating conversation with him. He is also the curator of the Steinhardt Aquarium in San Francisco. So we'll have a lot to talk about. And yeah, spread the word via social media or however you folks want to do that. Purple Slimer is as quick growers as the green Slimer. Mine grows at a pretty good clip. I don't know if it's as aggressive as the green Slimer, but mine does pretty good. You know, I had a green Slimer in a tank years and years ago that I think I actually grew out of the top of the tank. It's and I had to remove it from my tank because it just took up so much real estate. So I don't know. I think the purple Slimer is it grows pretty well, but it's not as aggressive as a green Slimer. So hopefully that answers the question. All right, folks. Well, listen, I really appreciate you tuning in, and I enjoy these interactions, and this is my second live sale, so definitely looking forward to doing more. Johnny bought a purple during the last live show, and it's fully encrusted now and starting to grow. Yeah, Cool. Awesome. That's a great thing to hear, John. Well, all right, folks. I'm going to sign off. I think it's time to get another beer. Enjoy the Saturday afternoon here. It's like almost 60 degrees in Vermont. I went skiing earlier today. It was kind of nice to be able to ski in a t-shirt. So we'll wrap it up, and I'll see you next time.